Ever found yourself staring out the window, completely lost in thought, only to snap back to reality minutes later with no idea where the time went? That, my friends, is the magic of daydreaming. We all do it, whether we're stuck in a boring meeting, commuting to work, or even just washing the dishes. But have you ever wondered what's actually happening inside your brain when your mind wanders off? Is it just a waste of time, or is there something more going on? Today, we're diving deep into the science behind daydreaming to uncover the secrets of our inner world. What we'll find might just change the way you think about letting your mind drift. So, what exactly is daydreaming? Scientifically, it's a state of consciousness somewhere between being awake and being asleep. It's when our thoughts detach from the immediate, external environment and turn inward. You're not asleep, but you're also not fully engaged with what's happening around you. You're in your own little world. For a long time, daydreaming got a bad rap. Teachers would scold us for it, bosses would frown upon it, and it was generally seen as a sign of laziness or a lack of focus. But recent neuroscience research has started to paint a very different picture. To understand what's going on, we need to talk about a fascinating part of our brain called the default mode network, or DMN for short. Think of the DMN as your brain's idle mode. When you're actively focused on a task, like solving a math problem or listening intently to a conversation, other parts of your brain like the executive control network are in charge. But the moment you disengage from that task, the DMN fires up and takes over. This is the network that becomes highly active when we daydream. It's a collection of different brain regions, including the medial prefrontal cortex, the posterior cingulate cortex, and the angular gyrus, all working together in beautiful harmony. So what does the default mode network do? Well, it's incredibly busy. It's the part of your brain responsible for self-referential thought. This means thinking about yourself, reflecting on your past experiences, imagining your future, and trying to understand the perspectives of others. When you're daydreaming, you're not just zoning out. Your brain is actually engaged in some very important work. It's like your brain's own internal movie studio, constantly writing, directing, and starring you in films about your life. You might be replaying a conversation from yesterday, imagining a vacation you want to take next year, or figuring out how to handle a tricky social situation. All of this happens within the DMN. Let's break down the different types of daydreams we have. Not all mind wandering is the same. Some daydreams are simple and fleeting, like suddenly thinking about what you'll have for dinner. Others are more complex and narrative-driven, almost like a short story playing out in your head. Researchers have identified a few common patterns. There's positive constructive daydreaming, which involves playful, wishful thinking and creative thought. This is when you imagine winning the lottery, acing a presentation, or meeting your hero. These daydreams are generally uplifting and can be a great source of motivation and inspiration. Then there's guilty dysphoric daydreaming. This type is often filled with anxiety, regret, or obsessive thoughts. You might find yourself replaying an embarrassing moment over and over, or worrying about things that might go wrong in the future. While this might sound negative, it can sometimes serve a purpose, helping us process difficult emotions or prepare for potential challenges. Finally, there's poor attentional control. This is when your mind wanders because you're simply unable to focus on the task at hand, often due to boredom or fatigue. This is the type of daydreaming that can get us into trouble when we're supposed to be paying attention. So is daydreaming good for us? The answer is a resounding yes, in many ways. One of the biggest benefits is a boost in creativity. Think about it. When you let your mind wander, you're allowing it to make new and unusual connections between ideas. You're not constrained by logic or the immediate task. This is why so many aha moments happen when we're in the shower, on a walk, or just about to fall asleep. Our brain, operating in its default mode, is free to explore and experiment. Many famous artists, writers, and scientists have credited their moments of inspiration to daydreaming. They allowed their minds the space to drift, and in that space, groundbreaking ideas were born. Another huge benefit is problem solving. When you're stuck on a difficult problem, sometimes the worst thing you can do is keep staring at it. Stepping away and letting your mind wander can be incredibly effective. This is called incubation. While your conscious mind is taking a break, your unconscious mind, powered by the DMN, is still working on the problem in the background. It's sifting through information, trying out different combinations, and looking for novel solutions. When you return to the problem later, you might find that the answer suddenly seems obvious. Your daydreaming brain did the heavy lifting for you. Daydreaming is also crucial for planning our future. When we imagine ourselves in different future scenarios, getting a new job, moving to a new city, starting a family, we're not just fantasizing, we're running simulations. Our brain is trying to predict the outcomes of our choices and prepare us for what's to come. This kind of perspective thinking allows us to set goals, make plans, and motivate ourselves to work towards them. It helps us define who we want to be and what we want to achieve. In a way, our daydreams are the first draft of our future. Furthermore, daydreaming plays a vital role in consolidating our memories and building our sense of self. When our mind wanders to past events, it's not just nostalgia. Our brain is re-evaluating those memories, connecting them to other experiences, and integrating them into our life story. This process helps create a coherent narrative of who we are, where we've been, and where we're going. It strengthens our identity and gives our lives meaning. Without this mental time travel, our sense of self would be much more fragmented. Of course, like anything, too much of a good thing can be a problem. If you find that your daydreaming is constantly interfering with your daily life, making it hard to focus on important tasks, or if your daydreams are consistently negative and distressing, it might be a sign of something more. Excessive, uncontrollable daydreaming that causes significant distress is sometimes referred to as maladaptive daydreaming. If you feel like this describes your experience, it can be really helpful to speak with a mental health professional. They can provide support and strategies to help you manage your thoughts in a healthier way. There's no shame in seeking help. It's a sign of strength. So, how can we harness the power of daydreaming and make it work for us? The key is to be intentional. Instead of just letting your mind wander aimlessly whenever it wants, try scheduling some daydreaming time. Go for a walk without your phone, sit quietly with a cup of tea, or listen to some instrumental music. Give your brain permission to drift. When you're working on a creative project or trying to solve a tough problem, don't be afraid to take a break and let your mind wander. You might be surprised by the ideas that pop up. Pay attention to where your mind goes. Your daydreams can be a window into your deepest desires, fears, and aspirations. If you keep daydreaming about quitting your job and traveling the world, maybe it's a sign that you need more adventure in your life. If you're constantly replaying an argument, maybe it's a sign that you need to resolve that conflict. Our daydreams are messages from our inner selves, and it's worth listening to what they have to say. In conclusion, that vacant stare is anything but vacant. Daydreaming is a fundamental brain activity powered by the incredible default mode network. It's not a bug in our mental software, it's a feature. It's our brain's way of being creative, solving problems, planning for the future, and understanding who we are. So the next time you catch yourself zoning out and staring into space, don't be so quick to pull yourself back. Embrace it. You might just be on the verge of your next brilliant idea. Give your mind the freedom to wander, and you'll be amazed at the places it can take you. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey into the mind. If you found this interesting, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe for more deep dives into the wonders of our brain, and share this video with a fellow daydreamer. Let me know in the comments what you tend to daydream about. I'd love to hear from you. Until next time, keep wondering.